gilding my tarot and oracle cards, I wanted to talk about something, and this is a little bit different for me. I stopped sharing a lot about my personal life through social media. I really have not used social media in a very long time in sharing about my personal life, and I haven't for a long time, and I just felt like I was trapped in this loop, and I just got sick and tired of it, and it was always the same thing, same story, same issues and problems and chaos. And once I decided to do that, I started being more present in the moment and enjoying little things. It was very freeing, and getting creative just really helped. I've always been very creative. I've made dream catchers, bracelets, scarves, just been very creative. I've loved doing it, and I started to gild my cards, and it's actually very satisfying. I actually really love to paint. Yeah, that's just one of my things, but it's like a meditation for sure. It is a meditation. It's a form of meditation. I do want to share this thought I had, this feeling I had of not needing to prove anything to anybody. Unless if you're in trouble with the law or know you've done something wrong and you know you've got to prove somebody something to gain their trust back, I get that. But when you deep down feel like you didn't do anything wrong, you're following your truth, you're speaking your truth, and then coming to this point of like, no, I don't need to prove anything to anybody, is also liberating. It's also very freeing. And I do feel like posting a lot of personal business about people's lives, your life, on social media is a form of feeling the need to prove something or gain attention, possibly. And I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I just want to share that if you know you've not done anything wrong, you've stayed true to yourself and your path, your authenticity, and have the intention of love, right? And compassion for yourself and others. I do feel like that is you not needing to prove anything to anybody. You see it in competition with others. Everybody does it in some way, I've noticed. And like sometimes in the past, I've felt like I needed to defend myself, and I needed to prove that I'm being honest, or I'm following my truth, or this is my life. And I just had this realization. Why does it matter? It's feeding my own ego. And I felt the need that I had to prove something. And yeah, I do feel like maybe it did stem from my younger years and things like that. Once I realized that I didn't have anything to prove to anybody, except like my children, my husband, very close family members, if I know I did something wrong or that I didn't have the right intention or something. But other than that, you don't have anything to prove to freaking nobody. Nobody. And if you're looking for attention, you need to find it within yourself. Absolutely. Give yourself the attention. It's really trying to find like this loving intention of being present in the moment. Look for attention from nature, from your children. And I see that a lot too, is that people look for attention in others other than their children. And like I said, I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but you do see it, And so just going about with life, feeling like, yeah, I don't need to prove anything to anybody because I know that I've stayed true to myself and have still had and held that compassion. And having these fallouts and leaving behind situations, places, energies, people, family members, friends, to follow my purpose and my truth. And knowing what's healthy for me has really grounded me. I feel like I've came a long way in healing in just doing that because I stayed true to myself. and I only needed to prove to myself and stay authentic within my relationships. I also see it in the spiritual community a lot. Like they feel like they have something to prove to others, like they have these psychic abilities and they have had it for a long time, and they talk about it, or what they channeled, what they see, and things like that, which like I totally understand in sharing your abilities and your light, your truth with the world. I totally support that. But when you really start to tap in and feel the energy of what is the intention behind them sharing this, and most of the time it looks like it's for attention, but I do feel like there could be good and bad attention as well, right? And I feel like with the intention I hold in what I do is to collaborate with others. And that's what we're all here for anyway. I'm not here just for me. I just love doing what I do. It's part of my passion. I try to go into every situation, relationship as collaboration, as teamwork. And I actually work very, very well alone. But I still try to move into each relationship and situation as teamwork and to collaborate with others, because I do feel that's what we are all here for. Every single relationship we have, we are learning from, we're growing with. And I feel like it's so important for us individually to recognize that none of us know it all. None of us know everything. We all learn from our enemies, friends, family, in many different ways, and grow. Like, I want to be able to collaborate with everybody in some way, and going into a situation or conversation with an open mind, I feel is so important to not have your ego step into this role of needing to prove something to somebody, or be the queen bee, or know more than you, have more than you, or anything like that. So it's like humility as well, right? And yeah, having this gratitude of what you do have in the present moment, and just recognizing how far you've come, all the challenges you've overcome, all the obstacles that presented themselves to you and you overcame, recognizing that. And I do feel it's also important to be mindful of others and their life and situation, because everybody's so different and have experienced different things. And so being mindful of, hey, we may have had the same experience, but I feel a bit differently about it. And it doesn't make any of us right or wrong. It's just how we each feel about that specific energy, situation, or experience. So just being mindful and aware and humble and living with intention in every relationship, every situation is so important. And knowing that you don't have anything to prove to anybody. Like I said, unless if you're in trouble with the law or know you did something wrong, right? You don't have anything to prove. Live authentically. Live your truth. Stick to your truth. Shed any masks, right? I've been there. I've had masks before, feeling like I needed to prove something to somebody or in a relationship. And, when I recognized that I've healed and I came a long way, I grew, I worked through things, forgiven, and sought others' forgiveness, and really healed and mended these relationships and bonds and situations or attachments. Now it's time for liberation. You to fully dissolve these masks, feeling that need of having to prove. I do care for so many. I love what I do. I try to collaborate with everybody that I possibly come across with. Even though I may not vibe with them, I still try to move through that conversation or relationship with an open mind. Just a loving intention of compassion, hearing them out. Thank you for listening. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts or feelings about it. Get creative. Just stick to your truth. Live your truth. Move in every relationship and situation to where you drop the masks and drop the front, drop the feeling of needing to prove something. That's the key. All right, guys, thank you so much. Abundant love and light. So be it, so it is. And I will see you guys later.